the Morning Drive Live. I'm going to start this live off by saying all praise to the Creator, the Most High Yah of everything seen and unseen, known and unknown, the Most High Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Israel, and Ishmael, who created all existence by His word as well. Who gave us a special day. It's a special day because we're breathing right now, and there's some people that are breathing right now that weren't yesterday. I mean, we're breathing yesterday, but they're not breathing today. That's why it's a special day. That compounded with the fact that today is unique unto itself. There's never been a day like this. And after today is gone, there'll never be another day like it. And this live is welcome to all that want to attend. The only thing that you have to do is if you want to participate in the comment section is simply greet everybody with a peaceful greeting according to your culture, your customs, and your ways. If greeting somebody peacefully or coming to somebody peacefully is beneath you, I'm letting you know right now this live is not for you, and I'm respectfully asking you to scroll on. I'm not monetized by TikTok, YouTube, or any social media platform. I do social media strictly for my channel descriptions on my channel. And with that being said, I will be live as long as it takes me to get to my homestead. For the purposes of conversation, and the definition of a conversation for the purposes of this live, the working definition of a conversation is coined by Neely Fuller Jr. I call him a doctor because he is to me, Dr. Neely Fuller Jr. And his definition of a conversation is as follows, and it shall not deviate for the purposes of this live, okay? A conversation is honest and truthful questions and answers using logic. I've discovered in my decades of being on this planet that arguments, wars, and debates are synonymous with leaving problems in their wake. However, we have a conversation, an honest, truthful exchange of dialogue. But regardless if we're the same political affiliation, sexual orientation, skin tone, religion, if we have a conversation about a topic, not an argument, a debate, or but a conversation. Even if we don't agree, at the very least, we both walk away winning because we have a deeper comprehension of one another. And that's what the people in power don't want us to have. And like the live is appreciated. And shalom to my first guest, Rodney Parker. Shalom, shalom. Peace be unto you. That's what that means. Thank you for joining the live. And I hope you get something from it. If you'd like to ask a question, today's open topic. Like to suggest a topic for discussion, civilized topic for discussion, then feel free to do so. If not, listening is always free. A lot of things are going on. They're talking about the vote. Let's talk about that. They said they found evidence that Kamala Harris won the election. And people are like, oh, they're surprised. Well, my question is concerning that whole thing that's going on right now with Kamala Harris saying she won the election. Where y'all been for the past 20 years? I'm asking that question honestly. If you're like, wow, I didn't know. Well, the thing is, the reason why I'm asking that question is I put a video on my TikTok of a congressional hearing where a gentleman who worked for NASA, the Department of Transportation, and Homeland Security was sequestered to testify in Congress about a program that one of the Bushes, commissioned him to write that could sway any voting machine, 4951, either way. He was asked, is this program undetectable? And the man said no. He said the only way you'd know is with the source code for the voting machines. And not even the companies that manufacture the electronic voting machines release the source code. And then he was asked, and he said, well, the only way you can be sure of a fair election is if you count the paper ballots and compare it to what the electronic voting machine divvies out for a number. And that's something that they don't do, because, you know, it's an agenda with these people that are running the country. From my observation, I'm not putting down any political party, I'm just making observational statements. From my observation, it doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat, they're two sides of the same coin. And it doesn't matter if you're black or white, they don't care about you. People should have listened to Michael Jackson. You know that song that he had? That all I want to say is that they don't really care about us. And Funk Vader, if yo is a peaceful greeting, shalom. And the way the live works is for conversations, right? Now, if you make a statement, then I will in turn make a statement, Funk Vader. And if you ask a question, I'll give you an answer. And then in turn, I'll ask you a question. Now, if you don't want to answer the question, that's the end of the conversation. But we can exchange dialogue in that fashion, if you wish. And Tia Member Randall, shalom. Thank you for joining this rising. I just made it to the homestead. And if anybody would like to address the topic, and like I said, I ain't gonna bite your head off. It's not like, you know, I'm making a video. You know, it's, you know, if people that really tune in to my lives, that they'll get an in-depth view of the type of person that I am. And I have a low tolerance for people that say, oh, you're wrong. And you ask them, okay, well, can you elaborate why I'm wrong? And they can't elaborate on why you're wrong outside of, oh, well, you know, that's not what I was told. And you have to be careful about what people tell you. And to drive that point home, I'm going to let you know, if you're watching this now or at a later date, you know, don't believe anything that the Mad Trucker tells you. Don't believe anything that the Mad Trucker tells you. If you read the channel description, then you should know that. Don't believe anything that I say. But let it spark something in you, if you disagree with it, to research it for yourself, to either validate or invalidate what I'm saying. And if it's not valid, I am not above correction. I subscribe to a higher standard. And if my logic is flawed, or if what I'm producing as far as information is misinformation, I can humble myself and listen. But you have to have an articulate reason on why what I'm saying is incorrect, outside of your feelings. Now, your feelings are valid. You know, whatever you feel, you have the right to feel that way. Fact of business, when it comes to feelings, I subscribe to a one Asan Unique, who said, if I got a problem got a problem until it's gone. And every problem has a solution. You have to figure out the right solution to the problem. Because sometimes the solution to a problem brings forth more problems than the one you originally tried to solve. Make sense? For example, I'm broke. I ain't got no money. Okay, I can solve that problem by, you know, going to a bank and robbing it. Okay, we'll rob the bank or walk it. Okay, but rob the bank. Now I got more problems. Now I got to worry about the police chasing me. Now I got to worry about, you know, where I'm gonna hide out. You see what I'm saying? You have to ask yourself, do the ends justify the means? Conversations solve problems, because nobody walking on this planet knows everything. And iron sharpens iron. And I'm going to leave you with that. That plus the fact, it's a fact that the voting machines, if you trust electronic voting machines, and this is not a shot, it's not a put down, this is just an observational statement. If you trust electronic voting machines, you need your head examined. You need your head examined. And it doesn't matter if you voted for Trump or Kamala. If you trust electronic voting machines and the government that's running this country, you need your head examined. And it's not an insult. Dick Gregory in the 60s exposed fraud with electronic voting machines. In 2005, like I said, I mentioned a gentleman went to Congress. And if you want to know that gentleman's name and you want to see that clip of him in Congress, you know, addressing the congressman about that program he wrote for the Bushes, it's on my YouTube channel. Same name. Give it a watch. You know, it's before AI, so it's not no CGI. You see that AI is messing up stuff too. Because now, with AI, people can, you know, take your image and do things with your image and make you say things, do things you never said, never did. And it'll look like you really did it, but you didn't. And they're not making any laws about this whole AI thing as far as copyright. I own my image and likeness. No one owns my image and likeness except for the Most High and me. Anybody walking around here on the planet owns my image and likeness. I don't give anybody permission to use my image or likeness unless they ask. And I'm serious about that. I respect people and I expect respect. I can demand respect because I give respect. If you disrespect me, then I will do unto you as you do unto me. I will come to you in like energy. I'm not going to use all those colorful metaphors. I might let one or two slip. Y'all forgive me, but you know what I'm trekking toward a higher standard. Because if you don't know something, it's up to you to find out. It's up to you. And well, on that note, I want to say to Funk Vader, Shalom, thanks for joining this rising. Rodney Parker, Shalom, thank you for joining this rising. And Tiamber, sorry for messing up your name, Tiamber Randall, Shalom, thank you for joining this rising. And I go live Tuesday morning to Saturday morning, between 6 and 6:15, between 6 and 6:30, really, I go live for conversations. And I'm always on until, you know, I get to the homestead and there's no interest in the topic. I do what I'm about to do right now. And that's, tell everybody, if you're watching this now at a later date, may the Most High bless and keep you. May His countenance be gracious unto you. May the Most High smile on you and give you shalom. I'm the Mad Trucker. Thanks for watching.